Hi, I'm Greg Lawrence.
I'm Catherine Alman.
We want to talk a little bit today about communication within relationships. So, we all say things sometimes that we wish we hadn't said. Sometimes we're a little more cruel or not as kind as we would like to be. But if you say something hurtful to a person that you're in a relationship with, I think one of the first things you should do is check in and see, is that something that you would say to someone else? Boss, coworker, friend, acquaintance, neighbor? If it's not, then it's important to note that you have given yourself permission to be unkind to the person that you care about.
This is normally when we say things like, well, I couldn't help it, or excuse me, I was all stressed out, or the day was really difficult, or I'm sorry, the kids are screaming. And the fact is, we all have the ability to not say things like that to people in authority. We would never say these things to our boss, for example. We edit ourselves for police or in social situations. So this idea that I couldn't help it really doesn't hold weight.
Part of this has to do with communication style, with the framework that you communicate within, with what you've allowed yourselves to say to each other, and there are ways of working with that, and we talk about that in some of our workshops. But it's important to note that, once again, you've allowed yourself to speak to someone in this way, and if that happens, you should just own up to it.
So one of the things that I talk with my clients about is this is really an inside job. It's not really about the other person and what they've done that's irritating. It's, do I want to grow myself up so I'm not that kind of person? This is an internal decision about raising your own standards of behavior for yourself. I don't want to ever speak unkindly to my people I love. And sometimes this is a hard challenge for oneself, but it's worth it, because then you become the kind of person who doesn't speak unkindly to people you love. Not that it's okay to speak unkindly to people you don't love, but what we're talking about is really within that intimate relationship with close people. Because of our past, sometimes we just feel like we kind of let ourselves go and be 2-year-olds.
Yeah, there are certain things that only come up in intimate relationships. So you can work on yourself forever, and as soon as you get into a relationship, boom, the monster comes out. So that's going to happen. But you need to make sure that you are communicating in ways that you've agreed upon, and in ways where you can take responsibility, in ways where these things don't stick and have a permanent effect on your relationship, that resentment doesn't build up, and the other person doesn't think that you hold a certain opinion of them based on something that you just spouted off and said once.
And you don't go away with this terrible self-esteem that I just let myself go. It's that even if I am not perfect, I'm working very hard at becoming the kind of person who's as kind as I aspire to be.
That's a very important point. It doesn't just affect the other person, it affects your opinion of yourself at a very deep level. So this is something that's advantageous for you, for your partner, and for the relationship. These are the kind of things we talk about in things like the science of creating your soulmate.
And for the whole world benefits from happy couples.
Absolutely. So we hope that you will see at one of our workshops coming up soon, including Science of Creating Your Soulmate and Foundations of Conscious Touch, and we'll have more coming up soon.
See you soon.